was August 1989. I got a call out of the blue. A search firm wanted me to come to Chicago and take over financial reporting for a company that was newly starting up. So I go to Chicago. My wife reluctantly comes and looks at housing and decides that she isn't going to move for a year. And I commute back and forth every Monday and Friday, sometimes going to New York before I come to Seattle. But what that allowed me to do is get an apartment in Chicago. And what does a tranny do? First free day in Chicago without any constraints, you get a dirty magazine and you find out where all the entertainment centers are. I'm looking through the entertainment magazine and there was an article for about a dominatrix. Now, I don't know what a dominatrix is, but it sounds like it might be fun. So I call her up and I say, I'm a cross-dresser. I'm interested in your services. What does this entail? And she said, well, first of all, it entails paying $150 an hour. And I said, oh, okay. And I says, where do I come? And she says, come into the city and ring the door buzzer on Elston Street. So I ring the door buzzer. I'm standing out there with my bag of clothes, female clothes. And this middle-aged lady came in and she says, hi, I'm Foxy. You must be Stefanie. And I said, yeah. She says, well, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I'd like to be dressed up and I would like to be made pretty. And anything else that you can think of. She brought me in, dressed me, did my makeup, a few other things that we won't get into. And ended up staying about an hour and a half or 2 hours. And it was the most gratifying time in my life because it was the first time that I could actually be a woman wearing frilly clothes and my hair done and makeup and things like that. And I immediately scheduled an appointment in another 2 weeks. I came back the second time and she had an assistant there this time. And they worked with me for almost 2.5 hours, but the last hour and a half was spent cleaning the office in my maid's uniform. And so therefore they didn't charge me for that. As we went through time, she wasn't pretty. She was mature, a little on the harsh side, but just a wonderful personality. And she truly liked me. And I went to her off and on for a good 15 years. And it was kind of that, when I needed that moment away from my wife and just to be able to steal an hour and be myself, because I didn't really have that many opportunities to dress out in public. From then on, for the balance of that year before my wife came out to Chicago, I would meet with Foxy at least once a month. She would just take me around, take me out shopping, the first endeavors of buying girls' clothes. I was so anal compulsive that I would go in and buy a blouse and immediately walk out. She says, you're missing the excitement of buying clothes. You don't have to pay for anything. All you got to do is just touch the clothes and then leave. Foxy later introduced me to a gal who started doing all my hair. About that time, Foxy's husband was getting sick with cancer, and so she stopped her business, as lucrative as it was. Watching her, a few times she would let me sit with her in her dungeon when the male was blindfolded and watch her put the guy through his paces. Is just an experience of what power and control a woman can have over a man. She gave me the confidence to walk in with, I jokingly say, with my shoulders back and my tits out, with that just sassy, I don't care what you say. I'm going to live my life to its fullest. And so I could go into a bar an hour before she was going to be there and just sit at the bar and have a drink by myself. Never fearful of all the things that could happen to me, always kind of being on the edge. And that allows you to live a different life than being a CPA in an accounting room.